Today, Liz and I are going to explore what happens after we've come into some knowledge, some understanding of who we are and what beliefs we have, how these beliefs are creating outcomes. That analogy of riding a bike. We finally mastered how to ride that bike without falling. How do we maintain that ability to continue moving forward and to really lock in the uh, lock in the gains, maintaining the gain that we have worked so hard to get to. Now, how do we not only maintain that, but build upon it, right? So, for lack of a better term, I'm just going to use the term maintain the gain.
And welcome to Light for Life. If you are returning to our channel, thank you. We value and appreciate you. Our aim is to shine a bright light on your inner splendor and assist to connect you to your magnificence via what we intend to be enlightened sharing, potentially educational and hopefully entertaining information, as well as encouragement for new perspectives. If you are new here, you are most welcome. We do hope that you will find our content highly beneficial and enjoyable. I am Liz. I'm a Science of Mind practitioner and a teacher of various healing modalities applicable to all aspects of the self and this life.
And I am Lori. I am a holistic wellness researcher and educator. Welcome to Connections with Liz and Lori. We use the space to offer our perspective regarding multiple different topics that we certainly hope you find inspiring. One of the reasons why I thought it might be a great idea to talk about this was because there was a time in my life when I had Reiki sessions very consistently for an extended period of time. And I didn't understand why it didn't ever really get me anywhere. You know, I had all of this beautiful energy coming in, and I felt amazing for maybe a week. And then I would wait 3 more weeks for my next session. So it was a little bit of a roller coaster. You know, it was a little bit of a Ferris wheel going round and round and round and round, and it just wasn't really getting anywhere. And it occurred to me that I was once again looking external for something that had nothing to do with the external world around me and everything to do with what was going on inside. So I ultimately I discontinued the Reiki because it was kind of silly. And I'm not trying to offend any Reiki practitioners. It can be a beautiful method of healing if you're maintaining the energy that is being that is flowing through during that session. So I'm not picking on Reiki at all. I'm not picking on anything. I'm just being really honest and saying that sometimes when we do all of these amazing things and we get a get a taste for and have a little bit of experience with this gain that we make, and then it seems to slip through our fingers. So why does it slip through our fingers? Why can't we maintain the gains?
Well, honey, there's so much to say about this one. From my perspective, if I can go back to your riding a bike analogy, the way you maintain the fact that you finally learned to ride that bike without falling is you ride it every day.
Yeah.
Because use it or lose it, right?
Right.
So that practice can be analogous to what we actually embody and integrate on a mental and emotional and an energetic level. So much like if you stop taking the pill, you stop feeling better because the pill is not actually healing you, the pill is suppressing a symptom. It's very much the same with a new ideology, and we allow ourselves just to keep thinking the same old thought. or an emotional release, but then we allow ourselves to keep wallowing in our old feelings because that's the habit we know, or receiving beautiful energy and not being able to hold it because we change our own state of being back to what we're familiar with. So the best summary I can give it is that there is a difference between an initial attunement to something and actually attaining that same thing. And attunement is a beautiful experience that is going to wither and wane. And attainment is something we embody and become.
Beautiful. And the change begins in the mind, yes, where everything begins and ends is recognizing the thoughts and beliefs that drive that creative force, or the thoughts and beliefs that default back to what's familiar.
I mean, if I can give a very practical example, once again, going back to your Reiki experience, and yes, Reiki energy is very beautiful and very powerful. But let's say you're holding a thought habitually that I'm so sick and tired. And I'm so sick and tired of being so sick and tired. And I always feel sick and tired. And why am I so sick? And I am always so exhausted, etc., etc., etc. And those are your dominant thoughts. And that is your most identified with belief.
Yeah.
And so because you feel so lousy and you're sick and tired, you book yourself a Reiki session. And so this wonderful and powerful energy is channeled to you. And you receive that for a little while. And it stays in your energy field while you continue thinking, I'm so sick and tired, and I'm always so sick and tired. And I feel so sick, and why am I so tired? Why can't I get well? That thought is literally like a wet blanket constantly being placed over that beautiful and powerful energy. So it's going to dissipate rather rapidly because it's not in resonance with the frequency of that belief system. Two opposite states cannot exist in the same space. So unless we change that thinking, not just to receive that beautiful energy, but to trust in its power and start thinking that I am energized and re-energized every day. I am well and becoming better and better every day. Then the energy can stay. Then the energy is amplified by the thoughts and the belief that I am feeding it. Because the energy can't work on its own, or there'd just be random miracles popping like popcorn all around us, where somebody's just walking down the street and all of a sudden, hallelujah, I'm not blind anymore. It doesn't work like that, right? We have a role to play. How are we exercising our power centers in relation to whatever the gain is that we say we want to maintain? What is the practice that we are bringing to that desire?
Yes. Practice, practice, practice. And continually or consistently being aware of where our thoughts are what thoughts are running around in the mind. And it's not necessarily easy at first, but like with everything else, we have to practice monitoring the thoughts that are running around, probably without any conscious awareness, but becoming consciously aware of those thoughts and, redirect them into the direction or the trajectory that you do want to see that are aligned with the goals and values that you're trying so hard to cultivate, the seeds that you're planting. So that ongoing self-awareness is always a key to moving forward and to maintaining those gains, because like you said, you can't have two completely different thoughts running simultaneously and expecting to successfully ride that bike consistently, you know? So what are some of the tools that we can use to affirm or solidify or reinforce, maybe, to get that creative energy focused on that desired trajectory and preventing any backtracking. For me, I'm a very visual person, so visualization is a given for me. I'm not disciplined. I'll be the first one to confess. I am not as disciplined on meditation as I would like to be. Even the beautiful meditations that I learned from you, I'm not as disciplined as I would like to be. And in fact, this might be a good time, if you don't mind, to talk about some of the meditations that you've set up that can help people get into that habit of being aware of the thoughts, shifting the thoughts, refocusing the attention, etc.
Oh, I'd love to, honey. Thank you. I developed a meditation program because, believe it or not, I was never a very big or a very good meditator myself. I suffered from extreme anxiety. I started out with my meditation practice actually being a moving meditation practice in which I had to connect to water in order to quiet my mind. So I would get into a meditative state of mind watering my garden. I would get into a meditative state of mind washing the dishes. And I would get into a meditative state of mind in my bathtub. And so that got me thinking about the best ways in which to assist people who can't just close their eyes, assume the lotus position, and head into bliss. And so I developed a guided meditation program that takes people over the course of a year through learning how to get into that state, not just gradually, but comfortably, how to balance all the centers, connect to a broader energy field, actually calm the body down, and learn how to begin harnessing the mind with assistance instead of just sitting there trying not to think the thoughts that you think you mustn't be thinking, but I can't stop my brain from thinking experience of meditation. So that's what I offer. And it is extremely important to literally learn how to bring the physical body online for any process of maintaining any kind of gain. So whether that is becoming aware of what we think, how we think, and why we think that way, or becoming aware of the emotions that we carry, why we feel what we feel, and why we hold on to those emotions the way that we do. Becoming aware of the symptoms that our bodies are showing us, energetically creating. And then becoming aware of the state of our energy field and how that is manifesting the circumstances and conditions of our lives. Because when we carry those four awarenesses and we exercise our own power over those aspects of our lives, then we know that we are creative beings because we see the results that we're deliberately creating. And that's an exciting journey. Riding the bike. That's riding the bike because there's somewhere we want to go. And we're loving the journey.
And I would like to encourage the TikTok nation, the short attention span people like me. I'm not excluding myself, but the people who heard that it can take a year immediately put on the brakes. I have to say that it is a journey because we can't possibly eat an elephant in one bite. It is a journey into being able to cultivate a state of peace naturally and effectively. And most of the time, that's not something that we do in the snap of a finger. It is a journey to uh, understand that we have this inner guidance, that we have a supportive presence in the divine. And it's a journey into um, well, I want to say leveling up, but I don't think that's the right expression that I'm really looking for. But in a way, it's kind of like can't enter kindergarten and graduate from college the next day. You just can't. It kind of should go without explanation why we can't start kindergarten on Monday and graduate from college on Tuesday. It is a process, it is a journey, and we can't possibly learn all of the necessary steps in a few days. So I would encourage anybody who heard it takes a year. No, 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 no. It could, it could take a little bit shorter. It might be something that you want to use for 10 years, but it's a tool that will help you engage with yourself. And like anything worth doing, it does take some time to get good at it and to really get the full benefits.
And it's literally 20 or 30 minutes a day.
Right.
You can do that first thing in the morning if you want to start your day peaceful. Or you can do it last thing at night if you'd like to have a really deep night's sleep. It's not like you're at this 24/7. It's a treat, like you'd consider a bowl of pudding and the 20 minutes it takes you to eat that pudding. That is what a practice like this is. It's loving yourself in truly healthy and productive ways. And the reason why it takes a year is not because it's hard, but that's so that it can truly be integrated in the energy field and embodied in the body and adopted by the neurochemistry. New neural pathways are laid down that make the process easy so that it's not a disciplined practice for a year. It's perhaps a disciplined practice for 3 months. And then it becomes something that you can't do without, something that you look forward to, something that you wouldn't skip any more than you'd skip having your daily shower. And you're feeding yourself and your energy and your heart and your love and your life in those 20 minutes a day. And the busier you are, the more stressed you are, the more you absolutely need to do that. The more you don't have time in your day, the more important it is to find those 20 minutes for yourself.
I agree. If you are not on your calendar, I have to ask you why. If everybody else is on your calendar and all of your work tasks are on your calendar and all of your chores are on your calendar, where are you on your calendar? So, and I'm guilty of this too. There's days that go by and I haven't done any self-care tools and I think, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe how quickly this day went by." But it was simply because I did not put myself on my calendar. We do have to make ourselves a priority, and I really don't think 20 minutes is ridiculous. I think 20 minutes is the bare minimum of what we should be doing for ourselves every day. Preaching to the choir here.
And even if it is last thing at night, honey, if the whole day ran away from you and you crawl into bed and you put your light off, press play. Even if you fall asleep in the first 2 minutes,
Yeah,
those 20 minutes will be listened to by your subconscious mind and you will still derive benefit from it. So really,
yes.
there's no reason not to. There's no reason not to.
Thank you for connecting with Light for Life. If you appreciate reminders, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you can receive those notifications. If you would like to work with one of us, you can find our contact information in the About section of this channel.
Yes, thank you for connecting with Light for Life. Please share your insights, your questions, and your comments with us in the comment section below. We value your feedback. And we really hope that we will see you for our next episode. We upload one every Thursday. Until then, bye-bye and be joyful.
Until we connect again, we send you love and light.